So last time we dealt with the 12th verse of Bhagavad-gītā, 2nd chapter, where Kṛṣṇa says, Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipah nachevana bhavishyama sarve vayamat param. So there was not a time when I did not exist or you did not exist, nor there was a time when all these kings did not exist, and neither there will be a time in future when all of us will cease to exist. That means we all will be existing in the future also. So now when Kṛṣṇa is telling I, you and all these kings, Kṛṣṇa is speaking on the spiritual platform. It is just not on the bodily platform. Some people say, out of ignorance, because of ignorance, this duality is seen. This duality, I, you and all, this duality is out of ignorance. And ignorance is nothing but the bodily concept. So in that bodily concept, there may be differences, but actually there is only one Brahman, because that Brahman should be beyond duality. Duality means difference. There is two things. So now duality, that means there is a difference. This difference is arising only out of ignorance. So Brahman is actually, it is actually beyond duality. So where there is a question of something like differences between jiva, or there are differences between jivas, there is no difference. Everything is only one. Sarvam khalvidam Brahman. Everything is only one. Now Vaishnavas, they present their argument that Kṛṣṇa anyhow is beyond duality, but in the Vedic, in the Upanishad it is given Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. So Kṛṣṇa is eternal among eternals. Everybody are eternal, but he is eternal among eternals. There is difference. He is conscious, is supremely conscious. He is conscious of all the consciousness. Chetanas Chetananam. So there is difference. So there is difference between the jivas. There is difference between Kṛṣṇa and the jiva. Now if there is no difference between Kṛṣṇa and the jiva, if everything is one, or in other words, if Kṛṣṇa is speaking on the bodily platform, then in the previous verse Kṛṣṇa has condemned Arjuna for crying on the bodily platform. Kṛṣṇa says anyhow all these things are destructible. Something is existing now, something is still living, but still one day that will also get, it will also be destroyed. That is, the subtle body is also going to be destroyed. Gross body anyhow is going to be destroyed. Subtle body till the point of liberation, it will be existing. After that, that is also going to be destroyed. So Kṛṣṇa is anyhow condemning Arjuna for speaking on the bodily platform. So then why Kṛṣṇa will speak on the bodily platform? Why Kṛṣṇa has to show differences on the bodily platform? Or why Kṛṣṇa has to show even the similarity on the bodily platform? I, you and all these kings are existing. Then Kṛṣṇa is not speaking on the bodily platform. Kṛṣṇa is speaking on spiritual platform. If Kṛṣṇa's body is like I, you and all are existing, Kṛṣṇa is telling, if it is on the bodily platform, then Kṛṣṇa should also have a body made up of matter. If everything is like Kṛṣṇa is comparing on the bodily platform, like us, Kṛṣṇa also should have a body made up of matter. If Kṛṣṇa's body is made up of matter, then he should have defects. We have 4 defects, then Kṛṣṇa also should have 4 defects. So that means if he has defects, then how can his words be beyond defects? So when a person is accepting Bhagavad-gītā but is not accepting the body of Lord to be completely transcendental, then that is known as, that is called mudhas, that is called foolishness. So in this way, Kṛṣṇa is not speaking the similarity on the bodily platform. In fact, he is telling that I, you and all these kings are existing and are going to be also always existing. That means we are all eternals on the spiritual platform. Kṛṣṇa is always existing, the jivas are always existing, and all the jivas are individuals. That is why Kṛṣṇa is saying I, you and all these kings. Every jiva is individual. Every jivas, they cannot be just one. Everything cannot be one. If everything is one, then where is the question of somebody being an instructor or somebody is getting instructed? Everything is one. Okay, Kṛṣṇa, jiva, everything is one. Then why there is a question of somebody instructor and somebody instructed? So in this way, Vaishnavas, they present the philosophy in a very proper way. And then in the 13th verse also, again the Mayavadis, they have wrong understanding about this verse also. So who are Mayavadis? Mayavadis are impersonalists, but they are not only impersonalists, they think Krishna's body to be made up of matter. They are known as Mayavadis. So, not that every impersonalist is a Mayavadi, but every Mayavadi is an impersonalist. And they think that Krishna's body is made up of matter. Everything is only one. Krishna's body is made up of matter. Anyhow, Krishna has no form. So here now, this verse is also misunderstood by the Mayavadis. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara तथा देहांतर प्राप्ति धीरस्तत्र मुह्यते. So Mayavadis, they think this verse refers dehinaha refers to one soul. No. It is the class shown. That means the jivas, what they do, the jivas, they get a body. Every jiva has a particular body. Every jiva has a body. Dehe refers to the body. Dehi refers to soul. It is not one common soul. Every soul is an individual. So now Dehi refers to the soul and Dehe refers to the body. This body undergoes processes. Kaumaram, Yauvanam. Kaumaram means childhood. Yauvanam, youth. Jara, old age. So childhood, youth, old age. When the body is unfit to stay, tatha dehantara praptir. Immediately there is a change of body. It is like if I have a dress and it is torn, then what I'll do? I'll immediately change to another dress. So tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatrana muhyati. A dhir purusha, he is not bewildered by seeing this change. Already we have changed so many bodies in this lifetime. You cannot show your childhood photo and say I am this person. No. What will you say? ये मेरा बचपन का photo है. You cannot say this. I am this person. I am this person. You have to stick some photo. Then you will not take your 1-year-old photo and put there. Though you may be the same person, but that was your childhood body. You are the same person undergoing different bodies. In this lifetime itself, we have changed so many bodies. So Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara and then Dehantara. But sometimes we see people don't go till the old age. We see infants dying. We see some youth dying. But this verse, according to this verse is Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara and then Dehantara Prapti. So it is like this. I have 2 dresses. One dress is some 50 years old but still fit to wear. And one dress just I brought yesterday, but because of some accidents I got the dress torn. So what I will do? I will change the dress. I will throw away the dress. So when the body is unfit to stay, that is the time there is a change of body. That body can be just 2 years old body. It can be just a body in the womb itself. It can be a 5 years old body also. It can be something like 80 years old body also. But the body is fit to stay, it will go on. If the body is unfit to stay, then I have to change the dress. And sometimes we see people tearing their own clothes. That is known as suicide. You have got a dress and you have torn the dress, then what your mother will do? She'll beat you, isn't it? So you got a nice wonderful dress and you took a scissor and started tearing off your dress. So your parents will beat. In the same way, Lord has given us a wonderful body, and if we are trying to break this body or tear off this body or destroy this body, that is the time the punishment is given, and that punishment is nothing but not getting a gross body, being in a ghostly form. Not getting a gross body. So what happens? Man buddhi ahankar, or mind, intelligence and false ego, that body is there, subtle body is there, but desire is also there. To accomplish that desire, the gross body is not there. So in the ghostly body, actually there is more suffering. You have desire to do, but you don't have instrument to do. The desire is there at the level of mind. Intellect is there, everything is there, but instrument is not there. Why instrument is not given? Because you had got the instrument and you tore it, you destroyed it. Sometimes there is akala mrityu. Akala means time had not come for the body to be destroyed. Like accidents, sudden accidents. That comes in the stage of akala mrityu. Sometimes accidents may be the cause of the destruction of your body. Means kala mrityu, means you have your time schedule is there. Some reason should be there for destruction. Not that every accidents are akala mrityu. So for destruction of this body, some reason should be there. Sometimes it can be a natural death. Sometimes it can be because of disease. Sometimes it can be because of some accidents. Not that every accident is akala mrityu. So we don't know what is akala mrityu and what is like time is over and then anyhow the body has to be destroyed. So whatever. So dehi means body, dehi means soul. Whenever this word dehi comes, dehi, sharirinaha, atma, ayam, enam, they all refer to soul. Deha, sharira, they refer to body. So these terms you will now get acquainted to. Dehi, sharirinaha, ayam, enam, atma, they are all referring to soul. Dehe, sharira, body. So this body undergoes changes and everyone gets body according to his karmas. And karmas are nothing but previous life impressions, swabhava. According to their own particular swabhava, a person gets a body. So it is all because of previous lifetimes. Sometimes previous impressions are also there. Because of the previous impressions, you get some body. Sometimes you have a liking towards something, sometimes you don't like something. That is all because of previous life impressions. A dhira purusha, a tolerant person, a sober person. Who is a sober person? Srila Prabhupada says, any man who has perfect knowledge of the constitution of the individual soul, super soul and nature, both material and spiritual, is called a dhira or a sober person. He has knowledge, is a knowledgeable person. So what is the meaning of knowledge? Understanding the difference between matter, spirit and controller of matter and spirit. So he knows who is the controller of matter and spirit. He knows soul, he knows matter. So that person is never deluded by the change of bodies. Now according to Mayavadi Siddhanta, who are Mayavadis? Who consider there is only one consciousness, that is Brahman. There is only one Brahman. There is no difference. All this difference is because of ignorance. Like there is only one Akash, Akashamekam. That Akash is seen in various spots. Air. That air or space you can say, Akash means actually space, that space is there in pots also. One Akash is reflected in many pots. That is what is their Siddhanta. What is the Siddhanta? One Akash reflected in many pots, and this pot is what? Matter. In the same way, body is matter. Because of the contact of ignorance, the Brahman, one Brahman, is seen as different jivas. Is seen as various jivas. It is only one Brahman. And afterwards what happens? When the pot is broken, the air in the pot or the space mixes with the total space. So when the body is gone, then everything becomes one. There is no existence, individual existence after death. As some people say, बस जब तक जी रहे मजा करो, उसके बाद क्या? Everything is only one or nothing is there, void, nothing is there. According to Shunyavad, nothing is there. According to Mayavad, everything is one. Now, Vaishnavas argue. What is their argument? What is their correct philosophy? Okay, if Akash is seen in various spots, is considered as a reflection. Now, can Akash be seen in any water? No. Can air be seen in any water? In the same way, how pure consciousness can be seen in the mirror? First argument. What is the first argument? How pure consciousness can be seen in the mirror? You hold a mirror, try to see Akash in the mirror. You cannot see. But what you can see in the mirror? The stars, the planets, the moon, the sun. That means you are seeing variety what is there in the Akash, in the mirror or in the water. That means if I want to, what we are seeing is actually variety of Brahman. It is not one Brahman, just only one Brahman. It is reflected as many jivas. No. If there is one Brahman reflected as jivas, that means there is no difference between jivas and Brahman. That means there is no difference between Akash and the Akash seen in the various parts. How can a reflection be seen which is not having any form? So some form should be there, then the reflections can be seen. Now in Akash has no form, that means the reflection cannot be seen. If reflection has to be seen, that should be an object. But according to Mayavadis, Brahman has no form. If Brahman has no form, then how reflections can be seen? First doubt. How reflection can be seen if Brahman has no form? Now, if I want to see some form in my reflection, I have to have something. I should have a mirror or water. That means there is something beyond Brahman. Isn't it? I want to see Akash, that means I should have a mirror. So if I want to have Brahman reflected in many, that means there is something apart from Brahman also. That means there is two things. According to them, everything is what? One. So there is difference between mirror and the object, or mirror and object is one. Just see how they are caught. Everything is Brahman, na? If everything is Brahman, then mirror also should be Brahman. Water also should be Brahman. Then why you are presenting two things? Why you are presenting mirror different or a water different and Brahman? So in this way, they have misunderstood this word reflection. When the reflection is seen, reflection of sky is seen, that means variety what are there in the skies are also seen. So the jivas, the different jivas in the different bodies, they are not one, they are all different. And what reflection is mentioned is nothing but Paramatma residing in everyone's heart. Paramatma is there in everyone's heart. At the same time, there is difference between Paramatma and Jiva. Though everything is Brahman, but in that Brahman also there is a variety. Not that just one which is divided into many. If it is divided, again what will happen? There is division. Then there is a change in the origin. So change in the original thing again is against the theory that Brahman is non-changeable. You cannot cut Brahman into different parts. Again you cannot unite them into one part. So in this way they have misunderstood this Dehinaha. They think that it is one Atma seen as many jivas when it comes in contact with matter. If you read Mayavad philosophy, there you will find this verse has been wrongly understood. Dehinaha, one Brahman, seen as many jivas in different bodies. And when this body is destroyed, then all the jivas become one, and that is one Brahman. No. There are different jivas occupying different bodies according to their swabhava, past life, karmas. Because if everything is one, again the question is same thing. Where is instructor? Where is the person who is instructed? Then if there is one Brahman, then how it can be seen? If one Brahman, how it can be reflected? Because if it has to be reflected, there should be substratum, there should be something on which it can be reflected. Again you are presenting duality only, na? So again there is a difference between the object and difference between the thing on which it will be reflected. But according to them, Brahman is not an object. Brahman doesn't have form. So when Brahman doesn't have form, how can a formless be reflected? So in this way they are caught in their own wrong theory. So it is jivas having different bodies. Bodies anyhow undergo change, but a Dhira Purusha is not disturbed by this change because body anyhow is destructible. In this lifetime itself, we have changed so many bodies without grievances. When we came from childhood to youth, we did not cry. When we came from youth to old age, there also we are adjusting, isn't it? Blackening of the hair, or maybe having some new teeth and all those things, so many things. Still, we are adjusting to the old age body also very nicely. Once I was called for the senior citizen meet. From behind, I was just seeing all were sitting like this. So behind I saw them, this is not senior citizen, all are looking, from behind all were looking young. When I came in front, I saw they are all very old. That means we have adjusted to all the situation. Then when we are getting a new dress, why cry? Isn't it? It's a new dress. Na? Again, you are going to get a fresh body. When the old age body, old body is unfit to stay, Kṛṣṇa gives a new body according to whatever karmas a person has done. So then when we get a new dress, do we cry? We try to show off, isn't it? So then why to cry? So here Kṛṣṇa says a Dhīra Purusha never cries. Then
this one line that says Bhishma and Drona being noble souls were surely going to a spiritual body in the next life. So how material body and spiritual body, so that's again a body. How does it differ?
Spiritual body is always transcendental. Spiritual body does not undergo Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Spiritual body is not that, it is not there, it is always there. It is material body which undergoes changes. In the spiritual body, we are always serving Kṛṣṇa. But because of our forgetfulness that Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of our enviousness towards Kṛṣṇa, or having a small controlling tendency, that is why we get material body. Once the material body is spiritualized, or you are using this material body for Kṛṣṇa's service, that is the time a person, by Kṛṣṇa's mercy, by Guru Shishya Parampara's mercy, what happens? He gets his consciousness is again back, like he is again in the spiritual consciousness. So he becomes active with his spiritual body. It is not that the spiritual body is gone and then he gets a material body, then again after the material body he again gets a spiritual body. Spiritual body is always there. Because if spiritual body is destroyed, then again it is in the Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi only. Spiritual body is never destroyed. Like you are sitting here and you are thinking about your near and dear ones staying somewhere far. Something happened there and your whole thing is you are thinking what happened to them. I heard some accidents have happened. Are they affected by that? Something you are going on thinking about. So what happened? Though you are here with your present body, you are not able to function. Because your consciousness is somewhere far. In the same way, every jiva has a spiritual body in the spiritual world, having spiritual relationship with Kṛṣṇa. The moment there is enviousness, why Kṛṣṇa should be controller, why he should only enjoy, why I should not enjoy, then immediately we get a material world to enjoy. And that is how the soul, even though having a body to function to serve Kṛṣṇa, is not able to execute with that body. That is the time the consciousness of the soul falls down. What falls down is the consciousness of the soul. And that consciousness of the soul acquires a material body by which it can perform its material activity. Okay. So here in the purport Prabhupada writes, the Mayavadi theory of oneness of the spirit soul cannot be entertained. The first line, what he says, Mayavadi theory of oneness of the spirit soul. It is not one soul. It's not one soul. Every soul is individual. On the ground that the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragmental portion. Such cutting into different individual souls would make the supreme cleavable or changeable against the principle of the supreme souls being unchangeable. As confirmed in the Gita, the fragmental portions of the supreme exist eternally, Sanatan, and are called Kṣara. they have a tendency to fall down into this material nature. These fragmental portions are eternally so, and even after liberation, the individual soul remains the same, fragmental. But once liberated, he lives an eternal life in bliss and knowledge with the personality of Godhead. Now he is used. What is he means? Jiva. So every jiva is eternal. Every jiva has eternal relationship with Kṛṣṇa. The theory of reflection can be applied to the Supreme Soul, Super Soul, who is present in each and every individual body and is known as Paramatma. He is different from the individual living entity. So what is the theory of reflection where it is applied? To the Paramatma, Super Soul, who is residing in everyone's heart. It is not one Atma reflected as many jivas. Super Soul is nothing but reflection of Lord in everyone's heart, not Lord as jivas. That is where the difference is there. According to Mayavad, it is one Atma reflected into many jivas. But it actually reflection, theory of reflection is what? One Lord reflected as Paramatma in everyone's heart. As the last time we had discussed about how Madhvacharya presents the correct philosophy by showing one coconut, green coconut, and asking, I told that, no? One green coconut is shown, and then afterwards the outer covering is removed. Then again his question is asked, what is this? Then that is also coconut, this is green cover. What is this? Again the brown cover is separated. So brown covering, this is coconut. But when it was put together, everything is coconut. But in that coconut also there is difference. When everything is put together, it is Brahman. But in the Brahman also there is variety. Jiva Brahman, Jada Brahman and Parabrahman. That Parabrahman is reflected in everyone's heart as Paramatma. So he is different from the individual living entity. When the sky is reflected in water, the reflections represent both sun, moon, stars also. Sky cannot be seen in water. What can be seen? The things present in the sky that can be seen. That is sun, moon, stars. The stars can be compared to the living entity, sun or the moon to the Supreme Lord. The individual fragmental spirit soul is represented by Arjuna, and the super soul is the personality of Godhead, Shri Kṛṣṇa. They are not on the same level as it will be apparent in the beginning of the 4th chapter. If Arjuna is on the same level with Kṛṣṇa and Kṛṣṇa is not superior to Arjuna, then the relationship of instructor and instructed becomes meaningless. If both of them are deluded by the illusory energy Maya, then there is no need of one being the instructor and the other the instructed. Such instruction would be useless, because in the clutches of Maya, no one can be authoritative instructor. According to the Mayavadis, Kṛṣṇa has got the body made up of matter. That means he is also in the clutches of Maya. So in the clutches of Maya, nobody can be the supreme instructor. Under the circumstances, it is admitted that Lord Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord, superior in position to the living entity. Arjuna who is a forgetful, deluded by Maya. So Maya makes us forgetful, but Kṛṣṇa is not deluded by Maya. If Kṛṣṇa is deluded by Maya, then how can he remember everything? I was existing, you were existing, and all these kings were existing, and in future also we will all be existing. So he is not deluded by Maya. We are deluded by Maya. That is why we have the tendency to forget. So Jiva gets a body made up of Maya, in which there is forgetfulness. But Kṛṣṇa's body is not made up of Maya. Kṛṣṇa is completely transcendental. Kṛṣṇa appears in his original form. It is not Kṛṣṇa has taken a human form. No. Kṛṣṇa appears in the original form. Kṛṣṇa has a wonderful form. Matra sparshāstu kaunteya Shītoshna sukha dukkhadaha Agamāpāyino nityaha Tam stitikshasva bharata Tam stitikshasva bharata Titikshasvaha, that means tolerance. So Arjuna says, very easy to speak, but I cannot see my own people dying. I am not able to see them dying. Then Kṛṣṇa says, no solution, one has to tolerate. Matraha Sparshaha. Matra means senses. So when the senses come in contact with sense objects, Matraha Sparshaha. Sparsha means contact. So when the matra, the senses come in contact with the sense object, it experiences heat or cold or happiness or sorrow. So, but in all the circumstances, Kṛṣṇa says one has to tolerate. Shītaha Ushnaha. Shīta means cold, Ushna means hot. So when it is summer, though it is unbearable, still the lady has to cook in the kitchen. Though it is unbearable, it's so hot, somebody's marriage, then you also have to put some heavy clothes and go in the marriage, isn't it? We tolerate all this situation. Somebody is getting married, you see, for no reason, the people go and dress and go and for no. It's such a hot, especially all the marriages are during summertime only. It's a punishment actually. Silk sari and then the coat and the suit and all these things. Somebody is getting married, okay, you go and bless. But then we have to wear so much of ornaments and all these things. But still, tolerance. If it is hot, we don't remove the clothes and sit. We have to wear. When it is cold, even in those seasons also, people have to take bath and do deity worship. So in all the circumstances, one has to tolerate. In the same way, agam apayinaha. It appears, it disappears. Agam means it appears, apayina means disappears. Not that the heat stays for a long time, not that cold stays for the long time. In the same way, sukha and dukha, though you did not want sukha, it came. Though you did not want dukha, still it comes. Whether you want, whether you don't want, sukha and dukha, they appear, they disappear. And what is sukha? Interval between two dukha is sukha. The interval is given so that a person is not frustrated in this material life. So some hope is given. Like a person is dipped in the water, again brought out, again dipped, again brought out. When he is brought out, when he is put in the water, suffocating. So in between two suffocation, there is some relief, and that relief is sukha. So in between two dukha, that small interval, that is sukha. And people think, oh, this sukha is going to stay for a long time. It should be eternal. Let me go to temple. Let me perform various types of pujas so that it should not happen that the sukha goes away. I always want this sukha. That is why people go and say, Sab sukh devo, O Kṛṣṇa. The people go and ask sukha because they are afraid. Actually, prayers are nothing but the expression of our fear. There is a fear of losing the sukha. Because you knew sukha came in spite of your not wanting. And sukha will go also in spite of your not wanting. So that fear is there, that is why one goes and prays. Ye dunga, laddu chadhaunga, ye dunga, wo dunga, so many things. So sukha comes, dukha comes. So these all are intervals. It comes, it goes. Agam, apayina. Tan stitikshasva bharata. So one has to tolerate. In all the circumstances, Kṛṣṇa says, anyhow these situations are temporary. So how we tolerate heat, cold, in the same way, whether we like it, whether we don't like it, one has to tolerate. So tanmatras means the sense objects. Matra means the senses. So senses come in contact with the sense objects, whether you like it or you don't like it, one has to tolerate. Like eyes, sight, but these tanmatras have so much of influence in our consciousness. So let it not be affecting our pure consciousness, because anyhow sense objects are external. Senses are coming in contact with the sense objects, so it is external. But just see, external things are having so much of influence in our pure consciousness, so much of influence that we forget that I am servant of Kṛṣṇa. Like 2 words, you are beautiful. 3 words, you are beautiful. Whole day somebody has told me beautiful. Whole day the consciousness is I am beautiful. I am 10 times you go and see in the mirror. Is it I'm really beautiful? Somebody told, and then we forgot that I am servant of Kṛṣṇa. I should just chant the holy name of Kṛṣṇa. Completely forgotten. Oh, I am so beautiful. Oh well. The next day somebody told, he removed the word beauty and just removed the word beauty. Then what happens? You are fool. Oh, he called me fool. How dare he call me fool? Just see the words. It is influencing our consciousness to such an extent. Somebody called fool, then whole day we sit and cry. Maybe we are crying or fighting or being agitated. Somebody called beautiful, then we are very much happy. So this happiness or this sorrow comes without our wanting, and it is affecting our consciousness. So one should not forget. Titikshasvaha here refers to tolerance. Tolerating. What will you tolerate? What will you tolerate, or whom will you tolerate? You will not say that I am tolerating somebody's wife. You tolerate your wife or your husband or your children, whom you consider to be yours, isn't it? There is another very important meaning in this. You are considering something to be yours, that is why you say I am tolerating my wife. You will not say I am tolerating my neighbor's wife. You will not do that. I am tolerating my children. You will not say I am tolerating my neighbor's children. Somebody whom you consider to be yours, you say I tolerate. But then, do you consider Shita, Ushnaha, Sukha and Dukkha to be yours? If you consider that to be yours, then the question comes, tolerate. Isn't it? When the question comes, oh, I am tolerating this situation, that means you are considering this situation to be yours. If a person understands that he belongs to Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa belongs to him, then there is no question of external tolerance. The moment we forget our pure consciousness, that is the time we say, kitna tolerate karte hain, jeevan bhar tolerate kar rahe hain. That means you are considering that situation to be yours. It is not yours. Situation of forgetfulness, that situation we consider to be ours. That means we have considered ignorance to be ours, or we have put ourselves to such an ignorant, you can say, situation that we think, oh, ignorance is everything, and this ignorance is to be tolerated. But if a person is knowledgeable, dhiraha, then he is not at all affected. Why? He is in knowledge. He knows that he only belongs to Kṛṣṇa. The great devotee in Gujarat, Mehta, Narsimha Mehta. When his wife died, he was dancing, chanting. Why? Because he says that I got more opportunity to dance and chant. Isn't it? But in material world you see, बस वेरी मच नहीं झंझट थे झंझट थी तो झंझट has gone. I can chant more. Isn't it? But in the material world you see, wife is gone, he goes on crying, मेरा life गया. Why? Next day morning who will get tea? चाय कौन बनाएगा? चपाती कौन बना के देगा? Because actually there is no love. What is there in the material world is only lust, expectation, desire, expectations. And because of that expectation, we say, oh, I love that person, I love this one. There is no love, there is only lust, desire, expectations. So Kṛṣṇa says, you have to tolerate. So in the proper discharge of duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearances and disappearances of happiness and distress. According to Vedic injunction, one has to take his bath early in the morning, even during the month of Magh, January, February. It is very cold in the time, but in spite of that, a man who abides by the religious principles does not hesitate to take his bath. Similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen in the months of May and June. In the hottest part of the summer season, one has to execute his duty in spite of climatic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight is a religious principle of the Kshatriya. And although one has to fight with some friend or relative, one should not deviate from his prescribed duty. One has to follow the prescribed rules and regulations of religious principles in order to raise to the platform of knowledge, because by knowledge and devotion only can one liberate himself from the clutches of Maya. So if a person performs his prescribed duties, he comes to the platform of Jnana. When he comes to the platform of Jnana, that is the time he thinks of moksha, liberation. So the two different names of address given to Arjuna here, Kaunteya. Kaunteya means Kunti Maharani's son, Kaunteya. You are son of a great mother who never feared any danger. In fact, she is asking danger. Vipada santuta shashvat tatra tatra jagat guru. Kunti Maharani's prayers. He says, oh Lord, don't leave us and go. Lord says, now what is a difficult situation? Everything is normal now. Let me go to Dwarika. She says, better you are there here. Why? Better are those days, difficult days. At least you are there with us, O Kṛṣṇa. So there is nobody like Kunti Maharani who has asked the difficulties. When people go to Kṛṣṇa, what they say? You have that prayer? Om Jai Jagadish Hare. What is that prayer? Sukh De. क्या? भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे. क्षण में दूर करे. Just see, we are ordering Krishna. भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे. But here Kunti Maharani says, विपदा संतुता शश्वत तत्र तत्र जगत गुरु भवतो दर्शनम यत्स्यात् अपुनर् भव दर्शनम. So if you are not there, O Krishna, then what are we going to do? Better are those days when there are difficult situations. At least you are there. If you are there, then we did not have to see the material life. If you are there, everything is wonderful. So in this way, you are son of such a great mother who never feared any danger. And then you are also coming in the lineage of Bharat dynasty. So in this way signifies his blood relation from his mother's side, and to address him as Bharata signifies his greatness from his father's side. From both the sides he is supposed to have a great heritage. A great heritage brings responsibility in the proper discharge of duties. Therefore he cannot avoid fighting. So proper discharge of duty, you come to the platform of Jnana. When you come to the platform of Jnana, automatically you desire liberation. Okay? Hare Krishna.